Okay, so on page 18, we talk about that Annexure A, the professional facilitation fee. This refers to your commission on the specific sale of that specific property. So again, you indicate the exact description of the property as it is indicated on your Lightstone or CMA info property report, and then you can specify there the sales price is maybe R1,000,000. The total professional fee, including the VAT, would then be, let's say, a specific amount. If you calculate on R1,000,000, a specific commission amount, let's say a 5% commission is R50,000 plus VAT. So the total fee would say, for instance, be R57,500. So then you can specify your professional fee as the selling agent, professional fee as the selling agency, whatever your split is between you and your agency. Then if there would be, say, a buying agent, if you listed the property, but now a buying agent says, hey, I've got this client, they are really interested in this property, but they only work through me. They usually give me instruction to go and search for a property, so they won't even notice your property on the property portals. Can I please then bring this client of mine, they are qualified or they are buying cash or whatever the case may be, can I bring them to your listing, and can we then share a specific amount of commission? So if you do a 50-50 split internally within Parkland Real Estate, if I have a listing and you bring a buyer, then it's always a 50-50 split. If you do a split with an outside agency, it doesn't matter who it is, you can then also go a 50-50 split. Sometimes they ask for a 50-50. If they do not ask and you feel, listen, this is really a listing that is going to sell fast, I don't really actually want to go the share route, but at the end of the day, remember one thing. We are there to sell a client's property. We cannot withhold a buyer just because you want to earn full commission on the property. It's always better to take an offer as soon as possible. You can always move on to a next property. That specific seller can maybe tell his or her friends, listen, I was so impressed by this agent. He or she sold my property within a week or within 2 weeks, and that would also get you some new listings as well. And then that specific listing you can maybe sell yourself and earn 100% commission on your commission split. But in most instances, I would always recommend rather take a little bit of something than have absolutely nothing from a specific sale. If you do have an exclusive mandate and you feel that you can sell it within the next week or 2 weeks, or you've got a lot of buyers lined up, you can always tell the other agent, listen, for the next 2 weeks, I've got a lot of buyers who's interested in this property. Can I phone you, or please phone me back within 2 weeks' time? If your buyer is still then interested, they are more than welcome to come and see me. But as I said, most of the time, ask them to bring the buyers. And if you don't accept an OTP from any of your own buyers, then tell them, listen, you're more than welcome. Your client saw the property. Please send me the OTP so that we can sell this property. We are not in the business of listing clients' houses. We are in the business of selling the client's property. So that is the number one viewpoint. The number one target is to sell your client's property. And also remember, we went through in the other session through the Code of Conduct and through the Property Practitioners Act. So in terms of the Code of Conduct, you must always act within the best interest of your client. So withholding a buyer just because you want to make more commission, ask yourself the question, is that acting within my client's best interest in terms of the Code of Conduct, in terms of Regulation 34? If your answer is no, then obviously you know what to do. You need to allow that agent to bring their buyer and sell the property. As I said, they would maybe be so impressed with your service and the quick sale that they can refer you to other sellers as well. So you can specify then, as I said, your selling price and the specific split. and then you calculate the VAT as well on the sale. It's 15% at the moment. If you move a little bit further down on that page, this seller can then complete their full name and surname and sign their signatures as sellers that they agree to the professional facilitation fee agreement. This will just prevent disputes afterwards when you do show them on this specific document what the exact sales price is and what the exact amount of commission is that they will be paying. So afterwards there won't be any disputes between you as the agent and the seller. So principal or authorized agent can then write their name and surname and sign this document off at the bottom of page 18. And then when we move further down to page 19, FICA requirements. This document just tells you exactly what FICA documents is required when a natural person buys a property or sells a property, when a company buys or sells, when a trust buys or sells, when it is a late estate, what you require. So if you go according to this document, you can tell your client, listen, please gather these documents for me in the meantime, Mr. Seller or Mrs. Seller. I will require the following FICA documents from you, especially with a late estate. Make sure that you have the letter of authority from the magistrate's office, a resolution if there's more than one executor, a certified copy of the death certificate, and whatever else is needed. Make sure that you gather those documents from the seller so that when there's an offer to purchase, you know that you already have the seller's FICA. Now you can just tell the buyer, when we do meet up to sign the OTP, bring the following FICA for me along as well. So then also make sure in terms of ID cards, the new smart cards, make sure that you always receive a copy of the front and the back of the ID card. And then proof of address, always make sure that it's not older than 3 months. Then the purchaser and seller can sign the document off. And then on page 20 and 21 is the FICA questionnaire. So for a natural person, personal information must be completed: full name, surname, nationality, ID, residential address, occupation, main employer. And then you ask them, are any of the persons named, their immediate family or close associates, considered a DPEP, meaning a domestic political exposed person? So if your buyer or seller is involved or can be seen as a politically exposed person, if they are working for the state and they are politically exposed, then obviously they must also say in what to what effect they are exposed as a political person. So this includes, for example, senior judicial officers, senior executives or state-owned entities, political leaders, government representatives, high-ranking military, head of an international company based in South Africa, a company that provides goods or services to an organ of state. If you purchase the property in a company's name, remember, even if you purchase the property in a company's name, all the directors, even on a trust as well, all the beneficiaries, the trustees, they must still also complete this natural person FICA questionnaire together with the questionnaire relating to the company or a trust as well. So then make sure that they answer these questions. Do you anticipate a single transaction, or is this going to be an ongoing relationship with this particular politically exposed person? The main reason or purpose for the transaction or the relationship, if it's only for a single sale, you're only selling this person's property and then it's only a once-off transaction. Once you've sold this property, you may never see this person ever again. What is the main source of funds for the transaction? Is it going to be a cash sale or a cash, is it going to be purchased through cash, obviously via EFT, or is there going to be a bond application? Is there any product or services anticipated? So you must just ask them to complete this questionnaire as well. the FICA questionnaire must be submitted with the OTP. So this is part of the FICA requirements in terms of the FICA legislation. The same with page 21, company or trust information. So here you can complete the registered name of the company, their SARS number, VAT number, operating address, their key contact person, the business executive management and control, who they are, the full names and surname, and then the full name of persona of entity, and what their percentage of holding is in the company. If it's maybe only 2 people on a company, 2 directors, and it's a 50-50 split, then you indicate 50%, 50% on this document. So here we say business ownership. If it's more than 5% shareholding, please list all those natural and legal persons who has a shareholding in that specific company as well. Ultimate beneficial ownership. So here you must indicate, please provide a copy of the ID and or passport documents with physical addresses of all contact persons. So again, you can specify that detail of these of the people of interest in this specific company or trust with the natural FICA questionnaire document. So this is the entire agreement. It's 21 pages. You must know what each and every clause means, so that you can obviously then explain this OTP agreement to your client when they are buying the property, and then also to your seller when they need to accept this agreement. They must also understand what they are signing at the end of the day, and also what FICA is required from them and why the FICA is required from them. So if you are unsure about anything in terms of this offer to purchase agreement, please either speak to your mentor or to the principal of Parkland Real Estate, so that we can assist you with anything if you are unsure of anything, or if your client wants to change anything and that has a real material effect to this agreement. Make sure that you speak to your managers, mentor or principal about the fact before you change anything on the OTP agreement.